Good morning. Good morning. Should I call you guys like my shy crew? Like, what should I even call it? Like, I don't, like we're just healing here. We're just, we're just spiritual beings here. We're just embracing the life that God gave us on a consistent basis. On a consistent basis. So today, well, this will be the start of my video of just rebuilding, transitioning from my trading to my acting, my spiritualness of me just connecting with myself. That's what shy is all about here right now. And so today I'm doing I've been doing my practice. Okay, I've been doing a lot of practices, just self-improvement, courage, parts of my monologues, making my brain sharper and can withstand a lot of stuff. I've been so tired lately, but I'm still pushing. It's just time to push. We're so young, no matter what stage in our life that we are. So it's just time to keep pushing. I love to start off with my affirmations that I have literally on my mirror that I look at every day. I don't just have these post-it notes just fucking posted. I actually say them throughout my day, every day. It's not just a fucking mantra. It's literally a way of thinking, my way of thinking. And this just helps me to unlock visual imagination and a sense of feeling that these things are true to me. So the one thing you want to be more focused on is making sure that you are seeing beyond the words, you're feeling it, which all comes through repetition. So here we go. I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm rich. Every day I'm becoming calm and patient, slow and steady. I'm powerful, intentional. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I'm powerful, intentional, calm and patient, slow and steady. Every day I'm becoming. I'm healthy. I'm wealthy. I'm rich. I'm powerful, intentional. Every day I'm becoming. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Calm and patient, slow and steady. And so what I do is I have about 5 affirmations. You could do four to five affirmations. Make them simple. Make them say it enough to where they come off the tongue easily. When you do that, start to go in this motion where you just start off like repeating one word. I mean, not one word, one post-it note. Say it, look at it, say it to yourself, and then look at yourself in the mirror. Say it to yourself. And then look at the next one, then say it to yourself. That's how you start building that repetition. And then after you learn that, then you start looking at yourself and you challenge yourself in the mirror to say all these words from top to bottom. Okay? And then once you really get that down packed, then you go from bottom to top. And then once you get better at that, then you start mixing it up. You start saying number one and then number two and then number four and then number five. And the flow is easier. Okay. And what you also want to do is you can see that I start thinking about the words in different ways on how to say the words, so if I'm communicating as a fucking robot, I can say calm and patient, slow and steady. Something robotic. Just think about something quick. You like the more you look at each word and you just look at each post note individually and you start thinking about how do you see yourself as if you say I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm rich, what does that look like to you? It can be just a short like imagination, like you're in a fucking princess gown, something. That's what that looks like to you. So you just when you're ready to think about it, you can think about a princess and you think about how does healthy and wealthy look like and rich look like to you, and you have all these different ways. You start thinking about different ways. So that's how you When you approach it, you make everything fresh, because 2 seconds ago you want to be a princess. Now 2 seconds ago you might like being a warrior, like thinking about a warrior, someone strong. Now being healthy, wealthy, and rich looks like a strong person to you. Go there, explore these different feelings, and what don't limit yourself to just, I just want to feel like a princess. That's not what this exercise is for, because we're not doing a monologue right now. But this work will help you, because it helps me get into a feeling, and they're positive words. So that's just something that I do that will help you through constant repetition. Okay, so that's step one. Step two, we find a monologue that we like, and we go on a journey of the same repetition that we did with the small affirmations. We're going to do that with this line of text. Make sure that the monologue is something that you can challenge yourself on. Don't make it too fucking long, and then you don't want to fucking memorize all that fucking shit. So make sure that the monologue is short. We have to do very I am so like keen on doing the smallest steps possible, and then just gradually going from there, gradually growing from there. That's what you want to do. You want to gradually let yourself out. Okay, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket and do everything and rush the process, because you're going to miss something, or you're going to crash, because you're just going too goddamn fast. You need to slow it down. So do the slowest steps possible to feel great. So look at the monologue. You have your monologue, and then do the same process that you would do for your affirmations with the monologue. Space them out when you write it in your notebook. That's exactly how I do it. I'll have a video on how I do it, and I'll show you in this clip. So you have your text, you repeat it the same way, and then I was gonna bring my notebook, and then I realized I left it in the car. It's not at home, and I'm not about to go outside. I'm already outside, but I'm not about to go no further than what I am. So because it's almost time for me to go to work. I don't want to go to work. I already worked before I go to work. Like, I just made breakfast, and I'm recording now, and I mean, I just got so many things going on. Like, the last thing on my mind is work. But anywho, because this is the work that's going to get us out of that clock in, clock out situation. Anywho, so you read the text because I just had it in my mind exactly like what I was going to talk about, and then I forgot because I was rambling about something else. But you want to make sure that now that you know the monologues, the same if you were doing with your affirmations. You will go out into the world, do your daily things that you do, and you repeat the monologues to yourself. And make sure that if you are saying it with feeling, because you're not gonna say them robotic like 100 times. You know what I'm saying? And so you're gonna go about your day and repeating the monologue to yourself. So you want to get an emotion, get in the habit of just saying a monologue. So when it's time for you to perform, they'll come out naturally. Now, the thing that I was saying about research, you pick out your monologue, have it around an idea, get to know the author's idea. Stella Adler says you you play the character to reveal the author's idea. Okay, this story has nothing to do with you personally. That's why you have to take yourself out of the equation, and you also do that by pulling from other people. Okay, so this is the research I was talking about. There's this quote by Cindy McLaughlin, phenomenal fucking star, like phenomenal person, period. She's a so many world record holder in her event. She's like literally freaking amazing. And the thing she said that helped her in her life was that she has talked to people who has been in a situation that she's in, and she learns from those people. Okay, so when you are doing your monologue, to help give you some diction on where to research, think about what's the author's idea, and then research someone who has been in this situation Okay, so say the author's idea is you accept who you are as you are. So that's what I did. That was my project. Because the monologue was about acceptance. And so I researched people because I was like, as I am, like I wrote that down in my notebook and I just kept I underlined it. I'm like, this is like really speaking to me right now. I know someone has like a book. And so the second person I researched was Cicely Tyson, and the person above it was this old Hollywood actress named Patricia Neal, and she won awards. Okay, so let me talk about her really quickly because her story is literally absolutely like mind blown. She, when she was in her 20s, she was acting on film, and then this thing in the media, like it just got so frustrating that they were going to blacklist her from acting, being in any, just acting, working, period. And her 7-year old daughter died, and all of these things like led her up to having like 3 strokes. And she was pregnant with one of them, which is like crazy. And then while she was recovering, her husband literally would not give her any medicine until she said a word right, because she had a stroke, but she couldn't even talk for real. And that was one of the things that motivated her to get back to be healthy, I think, of in control, because like he doesn't understand the pain she had to go through. And then you're going to like not give her her medicine? Like, come on, that's really mean. Fucking mean. But it made her stronger. She was like, F that, like I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna get back healthy. And she just she left, what was it, LA, and she went back to her roots and her theatrical roots in New York. And I'm talking about that lady went back to grinding in the theater, came back to acting, and won an Oscar with, what is it, the sexy Paul Newman, those eyes. Oh, and she literally like won an award. So when I think about it, is just accepting who you are. This is your only life. What are you doing about it? Are you just gonna give up no matter what life throws at you? You get punched, you just gonna fucking lay there and die? No, get the fuck up, and you gotta do something. You're still living. And she literally lived till 82. So just accept, who you are. Do a little more research on the person. She's an actress. I haven't yet watched any of her movies. I've been so effing busy. But this is just to an exercise to help keep you in the mindset of something fun, a fun exercise that you can do to keep you in the monologue mindset, and to put yourself in the shoes of someone else, to learn the situations too that you have to power through. You have to realize something about yourself, and you have to love yourself as I am. And how would you act that out? How would you feel about it? And don't limit yourself to, one feeling, because we're not there yet. We still have more exercises to do, so that when it's time for us to perform, we can keep it fresh. So I will hit you up on the next exercise and we'll go through it together. In the meantime, like and subscribe, keep tuning in, because we just have so much to explore. And all of this helps with healing, literally, to be able to express yourself and then come back to yourself, as us actors. It's truly amazing. I mean, we dare to be with what the majority of the people don't. And it's just beautiful to be able to let that out and just release. It's all about healing, all about expressing, all about becoming more. For our next video, I'm literally going to need you guys to pull out your shy notebooks, because we're going to have a lot of writing to do. Writing is so fun. Just looking at how we, how we write in our own font, because everyone literally has a different font. Yesterday, I was literally searching up different fonts, and I'm like, I just wanted something to copy paste. It don't matter. But I was just looking up fonts yesterday. But just knowing your own penmanship is super important. It's like sealing away. Like, goodness, this is how I can write. Okay, now let me try to make them all on the same level. You just, when you're writing, just do more, just see what all you can do. But writing is so important. We do a lot of things throughout our day, and we never really get the time to really sit down and write, for ourselves. It's either for a job, but this isn't a job. This is work. This is easy work. This is the real work. So pull out your notebooks, your shy notebooks, because we are going to be diving into our character based on the author's idea, based on the monologue. We are going to start adding personality. Okay, and we're going to need to write down what our character does and start exploring. So get out your shy notebooks and your pens, your shy pens, because we're going to have a lot of writing to do. I mean, we're just gonna have to do a whole lot of shit, period. Okay, we got work to do. So this is about character development. Okay, we have to let and explore. We have to let our characters speak. Okay, we have to make space in our heart, mind, and soul who our new friend is. Okay, and we have to tell her story, because remember, we are living truthfully to the author's idea. Okay, and the author's idea has these puppets, and we have to do these things. Okay, we have to let our friends speak. We have to get into our person's mind, how they think, how they move. This has nothing to do with you personally, but you live personally as a person, as an individual, and you pull from your everyday life's experiences, because the world is a stage, and you let what you've experienced come out through the author's ideas, because you have done the research of what this scenario could possibly look like, or you done your research for, Cicely Tyson went through this, and so you say, I'm going to act like her. You can do that. Find inspiration to pull that voice out, whatever you can do to get a voice out, to get some type of personality, to make it real, to let out the author's idea. That's what you have to do. But don't get stuck in her voice and her mindset. You pull from her mindset, other people's mindset, how you feel the character is, and just play on it. And when you release it, just release. Don't hesitate. Don't force. Don't think. Just do. It's important to let this person be heard. They're given a platform for their voice to be heard. So you have to let it out. So we have to think about the things that they've been through. If a guy went in the military and he broke a hip there, or his leg, and now he gets his work in anywhere else besides the military, but he walks with a limp. So you have to know the backstory about things, and you have to embody that. Now, the release is to not solely stay stuck and keep thinking about the things that they've been through, because you have to move. We're going to have to move on to another topic so we don't lose ourselves in them. Okay, because this is about the author's idea. We're just letting this person speak out, but we're not letting them control who we are. So you embody a character for a certain amount of time, then you have to move on and then come back to it. You have to keep doing that release and take them out of the equation sometimes, so that they don't fully take over you to the point of no return. You want to be able to act safely, because playing with the mind is very important. So you have to do it very strategically, so you can always come back to yourself. So that will be another thing that we will talk about are these meditations that we will have to do for us to come back to ourselves after we've done our performance, after we have done our work. Okay, so you don't be cooking all day, and then when you go home your mind is still on food, is still on cooking. Like, that's robotic work. You have a life, and so you have to cater to your own life. You can't don't we have to The power of letting go is all that it is, in anything that you can think of. Just letting go. That inhale, taking it all in, and then exhaling and letting it go. But this will be the start on our character development. Who is our character? Why do they do what they do? And then when we get all the information that we need, which we're going to go more in depth, then we will talk about releasing it and doing something else, and ways that we can do to get back into that mindset. Because what you want to do is train your brain to be focused on a subject or in a project for more than 5 minutes. And then once you go 5 minutes, go 10. After 10, go 20, and keep going. And so that's what you have to do. And you have to figure out what to you can help you lock in outside of this work. When you're at your regular job, are you locking in for the day and doing things that you know you can do better? When you understand yourself more and figure out what things you can do better, that's how you'll be able to understand your character better. What are things that they're striving for? Everyone is striving for something. They may not really have the answer to it, but as an actor and studying lines, you have to know what the goal is. If you don't, you better make up one and you better sell it. Okay, so stay tuned for the in-depth, and I'm going to show you exactly how I write my mindset when I'm doing the exercise, and we're going to grow through it together. Okay, what are you expressing today?